Well, hey there. It's the last day of the Lemons Rally, and we actually just finished. Once we arrived at Cape Ann Lanes, we parked, we stretched, and it kind of hit us. We had actually driven for 3 days, more than 1,100 miles, 36 checkpoints, and we only had one breakdown, which took less than 5 minutes to rectify, among two ancient British cars. And then the fun began. And by fun, we mean awards. With a whole lot of heckling. There was a rental class.
And they spent the entire rally with their top down. It's the maniacs in the Corvettes. Here's the book. This is the book. There you go.
The revolutionaries got an award for random acts of stupid.
After meeting so many people, having so much fun with such terrible cars, I just, in my very small town, had not been exposed to this. And now, having seen these people, I am declaring myself a zealot.
The Judge's Choice Award went to a team called Big Farmer, which essentially flew in from other places.
They bought a car they'd never seen, and it was held together with ratchet straps. There was at one checkpoint at the lobster sign, they were going to stand up on the car, and the floorboard shifted. Like, went down. And I was like, oh, they're going to die.
Get a better car next time. Hey, our car made it. Our car made it.
It was for sale, by the way. I don't think anyone bought it. The terrible ambulance team, aka Cuckoo's Nest escapees, got an award.
Oh, and also, so they were late showing, well, their power steering pump blew up. And then, so they showed up at my room at 11 p.m. and dressed in their hospital gowns. That's what the rest of the floor thought was going on. Terrible job.
Second place went to a team called the Imperfect Storm in a 73 Coronet.
They unintentionally dressed up for today's theme because they were fishermen. I spent the entire rally until this evening thinking they were dead. I didn't know they were still here. They brought a very old car from an orphan make that was already terrible when it was first made. So they did all the things correct. Oh, and then they hit all the checkpoints.
And to our shock, awe, amazement, and admiration, the 59 Edsel team got first place. But midway through the awards, we realized our own evil plan had actually worked. Because if you enter British cars, they get points for unreliability. And if they're old, they get more points. And we had a car from the 50s. Jeff will take it from here.
You bring a car that shouldn't perform well in a rally whatsoever. It's generally too small. It's generally British because I like British cars. They also convinced their friend to like little British cars. So for organizer's choice, it's Tempting Fate Tours of the 1958 Riley.
The camera.
Okay. So for points, all of you can reach spreadsheet.
Our prize had an old-fashioned gas can painted on it, although if we had it to do, it would be a green can of castor oil, since we used a whole bunch of those.
So, one team member comes up, and each team member gets one finisher badge. Don't fuck me on this.
We got a really nice cloisonne finisher badge, whose motto was, I only cried twice. After bowling and more BSing, we all had to drive home. Tom had the easy part. He took the Riley from Gloucester to his home in New Hampshire, and that was only an hour. Scott took John westwards back to Brookline, where the whole thing had started, and the pouring rain indicated that the 3 wipers on an MGB
Tempting Fate Tours bonus round
are at least as good as, well, 1 wiper on another car.
40 miles to go. Be home.
We were all in bed by midnight, and pretty much all of us just slept like rocks. And the next day, we texted back and forth about how much fun it had been, how wonderful and truly weird the other teams were, not to mention their cars. Scott cleaned off his MGB. Tom washed the Riley.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say there was some soot and oil on the back of the car.
We discovered all that oil had been coming from underneath the Riley. And the ceremonial Hello Kitty blanket was put back in the garage for the next event. A handful of footnotes. The Riley Speedo never worked during the entire rally. Tom discovered that, in fact, that was our goof.
And the other end here is definitely Dotson and not MGB. So, we can get your speedometer running. Nice to know, 1,000 miles later.
We had brought digestive biscuits, a British treat. We used them as bribes for the judges, which may have worked, given our prize. And we also used them as emergency sustenance when we were hungry, because a lot of the destinations we went to that were supposed to have food or coffee were closed. Tom insisted on calling these cookies, and every time he did, John reproved him.
Okay, John, I figured out how to make these cookies instead of biscuits. Oh yeah, that's now American. These are cookies.
We really want to thank Woody, our newest team member, for his eternally patient video editing out of a whole mess of stills and footage and random clips and one-liner emails and texts. Do you need video work? Hire Woody. Last thing would be, Haggerty asked John to write about the whole event. Read it. It has pretty much every picture we liked. After you've watched every one of our videos, of course. So, what's next? Well, we still have an outstanding adventure that we have to tell you about from the summer of 2022, when we rescued an MGB GT. You can see that whole story in still photos on our Instagram. And we have some more adventures. This building here has a secret. And we have some ideas for next fall's rally. But until then, thanks for watching. As always, recommend us to your friends, do all the social stuff, and please do follow us, because otherwise, it's only the sex bots. Till the next one, see you next time.